What's up, y'all? Welcome back for another episode of Yeah, I Said It, the podcast for all things sports. I'm your host, Chris, and today we're going to talk about the NFL's top 100 players, but we're going to break it down a little bit differently. We're going to break it down into the college football programs that everyone talks about, which is Clemson, Alabama, and the Ohio State University. Next on Yeah, I Said It Sports. So if you guys want to join the podcast, if you're interested in giving me a topic on the podcast, definitely hit me up at yeahisaiditfeedback at gmail.com. Please like, share, and subscribe. So we're going to start off with Clemson because they have in third in this list of the three schools. Clemson is not what you would call a traditional powerhouse, but that's okay. They're coming up. They've been great for the past 8 years. They've beaten Ohio State twice in that time span, which is a great feat, which the last game they probably shouldn't have won, but I ain't going to get into that. But it is what it is. They won. But I'm going to go over how many players are in the NFL out of this program and how many that made the list. So currently they have 39 players in the NFL total. On this list, they only have 3. The 3 that made the list are Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins, and Grady Jarrett. And that's it. Now, I do feel like they could have had a few more that was on here. I was shocked that they don't have more defensive players since they have a lot of defensive players that have been drafted into the NFL, especially at the defensive line position that they say is so great. But none of them, let's be honest, have really panned out either through lack of talent and just being overhyped and or injury. And let's just be honest, they have to meet up to those expectations. It is what it is. It's like Ohio State quarterbacks gotta meet up to those expectations. They just do. If you're not what they say you are coming out of college, it's a problem. It's a problem. Another problem that I see with all of the NFL is that they don't draft to what your system fits or the type of player that player is. They try to make them into something else. That's definitely a quarterback thing. And now we're starting to see use the system that best fits the player. Just saying. But moving on, number 2, the Ohio State University. And I promise y'all when I'm doing this, I ain't got no bias. None at all. Excuse me, I'm a little thirsty.
And that's what I call high quality H2O.
But Ohio State did come in second. They do have 63 players in the NFL currently right now. And they have 6 players that's voted on by the players on this list. And the 6 players goes as follows. Cameron Hayward, Marshawn Lattimore, Joey Bosa, Ezekiel Elliott, Nick Bosa, and Michael Thomas. Now when you're sitting, you're looking at that list, it's not a bad list. Now, again, I feel they could have had more players join this list, and I feel like you will. With your Chase Youngs and those players that just got drafted this year, oh yeah, I feel like guaranteed they're going to be on this list next year, barring any injury. They're mega uber talented, and I don't feel like I feel like that they're can't miss. That's just me personally. But I'm saying that as an Ohio State fan, but being objective, I still feel the same way. But on to number 1, Alabama. Alabama has 10 more players in the NFL total than Ohio State. They have 73 currently right now. They have 1 more player on this top 100 list. They have 7 total. And those players goes as follows. Josh Jacobs, Amari Cooper, Mark Ingram, Mika Fitzpatrick. Boy can ball. Julio Jones. We know he about that life. Derrick Henry and Marlon Humphrey. Yeah, that's a good list. That's a good list. Again, I feel like they could have had a few more players make the list, but injury and players not living up to expectation, I'll also say this, that's also to do with the Ohio State players as well. Darren Lee, you gotta step up, my brother. But with that said, I do feel like this list here is pretty much going to stay about where it is. I only feel like one or two players could have made the list other than the players that's on this list. But other than that, I think they got it right. But this is a great way to look at it. I don't see anybody else doing this, breaking it down in university terms. Now, see if the university's breaking it down and promoting like, hey, we got 6 players on the list or we got 7 players on the list. I did not see that with the University of Clemson because I just don't feel like their fan bases are as crazy about football as the teams like Ohio State and Alabama and LSU and the SEC and Michigan, even though I don't like them. But it is what it is. I just don't feel like that they're that crazy about it. I don't think they care about the players after they leave their respective schools. Now, Ohio State fans definitely care. They're nuts. Alabama fans, I think they care. I don't know if they care to the extent that Ohio State fans do because Ohio State fans expect every single last player that leaves Ohio State is going to eventually make it to the Hall of Fame. It's an unrealistic expectation, but that's just how we feel, baby. It is what it is. You notice little things like that. I notice little things like that as an Ohio State fan, and I know how crazy I am as a fan. I noticed that they're just not that crazy like that. Yeah, you support your school, but it got to go beyond that. And I just feel like they have a ways to go when it comes to following your players through their entire career. If you don't believe me, ask Chris Carter. Ask Chris Carter if Buckeye fans still don't come up to him and be like, man, I appreciate what you did and I followed you through your whole career. He knows. He's from Ohio. He went to Ohio State. Even though he messed up and he acknowledged that, he apologized for it and he moved on. But Ohio State fans never stopped following him. Even though he messed up while he was at Ohio State, they never stopped following him because they crazy. I got a little problem. I love football. It's in me now. You play it, you love it, it's in you now. I appreciate y'all for watching this channel. Like, share, subscribe. Again, you got something to say, square up with them words. I'll holler at you.